What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at Dallas Network. Now, really quick, guys, I want to give you guys an update on Florence. A couple new updates that has come out recently overnight. Florence, she's there's a few sources out there saying she's weakened up a little bit. She jumped down to a Category 3. I haven't checked multiple sources yet to confirm that, saying that there are winds sustaining at 130 miles per hour. So pretty much mainstream, they're putting it out there as what we know is that this is a massive hurricane getting ready to hit the coasts of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and even Maryland is doing preparation work for it. But one idea that I want to push off to you guys, and there's a lot of models that's showing the possibility of it not really going north like we're projecting, it's going south, which would put pretty much all of Georgia in the path of the storm. And that's tremendous. I know Georgia's probably been taking a little bit of precaution for this, but they haven't did the extensive precaution like the Carolinas and Virginia has. Because for last week, guys, we predicted it to go northwards once it hits land. New models are showing that it may actually well go south. Okay, so another thing I want to talk to you guys about is they're talking about when this storm comes up on shore, the outer bands, it's gonna strike pretty hard. Now, right before the eye gets on storm, it's supposed to, or once before the eye. And if you guys looked at the radar of this storm, that eye is massive. It's a very strong looking eye. Now we all know with hurricanes they tend to break up pretty quick once they hit land. All right, so when I say that it's going to hit land, I want you guys to think about one thing though. When they're saying that there's an atmospheric brick wall pretty much that's causing the jet stream, and that's what's causing the storm to stay south. Now, by the time that this hits land, I want to say it's either going to be Thursday night into early Friday morning. You're going to start seeing a lot of changes happening throughout Thursday, throughout the day. The clouds, the storm clouds rolling in, the storm wall, I shall say, and the coastal waters are going to start getting pretty choppy. Anyways, one thing that they're talking about here, guys, is the possibility of the storm stalling. Okay, and if you look at the radars and the predictions, they're talking about the storm's going to stall right before the eye even gets on the land. So, which means, yes, the storm will weaken, but it's still going to stay a hurricane. As long as if that eye is above water and sucks moisture out of the ocean, it's going to stay a hurricane. And with the stalling that they're talking about, it's a possible, 24-hour stall right in that area. So wherever this is going to come on shore, it's going to pound you guys. It's going to hit pretty hard, and it's going to stay going for a while, especially if it stalls like they're predicting. And another thing to consider is that wall or that eye doesn't go on land. It stays in the water like a lot of the radars are saying. It's just going to stay. It's not going to weaken as much or as quick as we predict. Another thing that we want to talk about, I've noticed a lot of radars that I'm looking at, a lot of news forecasts, people that's talking about Florence. There's a lot of things. They're all coexisting with the same thing pretty much. But one thing I'm not hearing them talk about that I've recently looked into, and that's tide. Okay, now if you guys look at the old hurricanes that were devastating the Carolinas, that did a massive flooding, those all struck during low tide. Florence is expected to hit at at high tide, which means that, they're talking about, 3 to 5, or I'm sorry, not 3 to 5, but, 5 to 13 foot storm surges. We're talking about 40 inches of rain just on the coastal areas. I mean, you have weathermen, you have everyone under the sun. This is an apocalyptic rainfall on biblical proportions. I mean, they are talking about this is a major, major concern. Even the governor down there in South Carolina said, "Don't play around in this storm. If you have the means to get out, you need to get out. Don't test this." And I strongly agree with you guys. I want to test. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up. I'm in my garage right now getting ready to start a project that I started on yesterday. I'm taking a dresser and converting it over to a entertainment stand. And like I said, I'm just waking up, so I'm sitting here just collecting my thoughts. But anyways, that storm, predicting to either coming inland and then head north, which I see the Nike signs, the memes, with all the whole Nike thing going on. It shows Florence coming in, and it looks like its track is like the Nike sign, and someone says, "Yeah, just do it," and it's like, all right, come on. But they're talking about if it stalls on the ground, out in the ocean, the eye, right off the coast, it's not going to break down, and it very well could possibly move south. Now, that's dangerous, because if it moves south, that puts Georgia in way more probability, and they haven't prepared like the Carolinas and Virginia. They haven't done the proper things that they need to do, and especially in the time to do it. So if you guys are living in Georgia and you're watching this video, please take caution. Pay attention to this storm. Pay attention to where it's going, what they're saying that it's going to do. All right, and if it comes to be more clear that it's actually in fact going to go south instead of more inland, you need to be ready. Find your local storm shelter, your local shelter. If you have friends and family to go stay with, call it an early vacation and get the hell out of Dodge. Like I said, guys, this is not a storm to mess with, especially on the East Coast. You guys have not witnessed anything like this that they are saying. So again, guys, there's a lot of things to consider, whether or not it's going to move south. It's pretty much a guarantee that the storm's going to stall, which means there's going to be massive, life-threatening floods all over the region. Not just the coastal regions. You guys got to think about this. This storm is so massive. Once it actually gets to where it needs to be, South Carolina is pretty much the whole state is going to be under it. And the closer you are to the eye, the stronger it is. So I got a lot of friends, a lot of family. Thank God they're not on the coast. I think my uncle's off the coast, and I think my cousin was going to reach out to him and try to get him to leave, or maybe he already has. I haven't talked to them since yesterday afternoon. But like I said, if you guys are on the coast, please be careful. All right, don't be out driving around in this stuff. Okay, this is flooding that could kill people. They said in hurricanes, most of the deaths happen when people get ballsy and want to drive through flooded water. Don't do that. I mean, where's your common sense at, guys? You don't know what's in that water or underneath. Don't do that, okay? Now, another thing that's really scary to consider is, you guys remember the floods. I think it was 2015, 2016 in Carolina. I remember that very well. You guys got to get yourselves, in South Carolina, y'all got to get yourself in that mindset again. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I don't want you to wake up, Friday morning, or Saturday morning and find a foot of rain or a foot of water, in your front yard coming into your house. Again, guys, it's dumping a lot of water very fast. It's a very slow moving storm. They're talking about that it's going to slow down tremendously once it comes up on shore, but that eye is not supposed to hit inland until a couple days afterwards, and that's when it's really going to break down into a tropical depression, to a tropical storm. As long as if it stays out in the water, the eye, it's going to stay a hurricane formation. So it's very critical. We are within the next 36 hours of seeing this storm come ashore. Very soon, like I said, by late tonight, you're going to start seeing changes, in the sky. If you're on the coast, you're going to start seeing the water starting to get really choppy. Again, guys, please be careful. Stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Put that bell notification on. I'll be making updates on this storm as much as possible. Like I said, I got friends and I got family that live in South Carolina, and they're away from the coast, but even they're hunkered down. My sister's boyfriend supposedly went to Bilo or Food Lion or something like that and said that there's no water on the shelves anymore. People done already stocked up. So again, guys, this isn't nothing to play with. Please take shelter, okay? Live to fight another day. Don't be brave. All right, later, guys.